question. Why do we care so much about what others think of us? Like Mom. Hi, Mom.
What, baby?
Mom's in the closet next to me. I care if she hears what I'm talking about. And it's ridiculous how we can care so much about what people think about us and about just our connections with other people and just how we get worth so much out of, like I said, relationships with people and connections and the way that people view us. And then when it comes to God, it's great that we know that He's merciful and gives us grace, but the fact that we just are willing to put Him second over and over again is just, it's sad. And I definitely do it. And lately, my family and everybody has been talking about our bodies and how you eat just to have instant gratification. And we say God gave us food to enjoy, which is true, but the main purpose of food is not to make us happy in that moment, really, but to fuel our bodies and to make our insides as healthy as possible and our minds as fresh as possible so that we can have the closest thing to perfect, which is not a word that we can use for ourselves, but just godly vessels. And I don't know, I just think that we really do need to focus on that more, not just food, but everything in our lives, just our mental health and our physical health, and just really be there for each other and pray for each other about how we are feeling each day, and just believe that we are given a fresh start each day. And if we are stuck in a rut of just doing things that we've always done, just having that faith and taking that step and believing that God is in control of the things that we can't control, and He's also in charge of the things we can control, but we're going nowhere when we follow those things that we can't control. So if we change our mindsets to just following those things that we can control, our lives could be so different. And I think that is walking, as Melinda said, just in faith, doing the things that we can do and that we're called to do. And in the end, we have to make that choice. We're blessed with great friends, and I believe in the power of prayer. But I've realized that you can ask for it all you want, but if you do nothing about it, then it's great that you realize you need it, but nothing's going to happen unless you really follow that new lifestyle. And I think we get to that point where we just feel like we can't do it. We've been living our lives a certain way for so long. It's just a part of who we are, and God will use it to show other people that we're humble and we're not perfect. And we have so many things that we could worry about, because even when we do change, we face so many sins and so many struggles that it's just pointless to hold on to things that'll just accumulate and bring us down in our just every day trying to glorify God. And I don't want to be stuck inside because I'm ashamed of being gluttonous or lazy and just feeling blah. Like, that's ridiculous that should hold me back. The thing that God gave us as a blessing to nourish us and just fill us so that we can be strong for Him should not be the thing that's breaking us down. And it's all around us. We have things that can just make us feel like crud, and even when we're not perfect and we will eat stuff like that, like, yeah, it will happen. It's not gonna be the end of the world, but I think it really is important that we stop listening to what our culture tells us that's okay to eat or drink or watch, even when it comes to TV or music or video games. We really need to feed our souls with things that are good and embrace things that are good instead of craving the things that are bad, because that's our sinful nature. We will want to crave things that aren't godly, and I become so desensitized to it because it's what I've done. It's what I've done before I even realized it was wrong, and then when I realized it was wrong, eventually it just became something that I have no control over. But we do. Like, it's so beyond our minds, but we do. We have to have faith in God. And it's so easy to get yourself down over the things that you want to have control over, but you can't. And just be living in this perpetual struggle. But if you change your mind to those things that you can't control, maybe your control over things or your servant calling can be widened ridiculously, and just each step of faith we do take will lead us to somewhere bigger and greater than we could ever imagine. And I'll pray for you all, and if anybody wants to talk to me about this, then I would like to hear your opinion, and I definitely don't know the answers, but I just think that we should take each day at a time and act, and just do what we know is right, and stick to it no matter what. Because if we really are just saying, God, I'm just gonna wake up today and expect you to make me perfect, we're sinners. We have the freedom of choice, and we have to make that decision. It's scary because we know we've tried and messed up, but have we really gone to God day after day and prayed about it and thought beyond ourselves and what we're doing for? Like, we're doing it for God. So let's glorify Him in what we do and say, I'm going to be making decisions today, God, and I pray and know that you are with me. And just find things to thank Him for. Look for the good and praise Him through the struggles. And see His light and Him working through things that you might not even see until way later, but just thank Him. I love you guys, and nobody's perfect. but, I mean, we're blessed. And God's blessings don't run out. And He's given us more than enough than we need to live a life of faith, to live a life of purpose. Bye, guys.